And going back to being serious, like, if it is privilege, don't use it as a negative. Treat it as a privilege that you've been gifted that you can share with others. So
Absolutely.
there's a piece of when you hear white privilege, it becomes like an attack on you. And it's really hard to remember that it's, are they racist, angry, curious, all the other things. If we're reversing the they or switching the they in the circumstance to who's asking who what, I have a file on my phone of shit that I see that is blatantly racist to white people that people are putting out to promote positive causes. But when I be like, I don't always say something, but when I'm like, hey, by the way, when I take off my lens of who I actually am at my heart, if I look at that just from my white lens or just from my white girl lens or whatever, like, I am offended and you're targeting me as a participant and you want me to be part of this conversation, but you just turned me off and made me angry. So I'm not showing up for you like
Mm-hmm.
in a way that you want me to. And I have a good friend that wrote a blog post with an article that was something. I mean, we have the famous Dear White People show,
Yeah, that's
and
what I was
I haven't
thinking.
even
Like, dear
watched
white
it.
people.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I haven't watched it. I'm sure there's a ton of valuable content, but I'm like, why are you about to talk to me like that? Like, you're now just putting me in this box, and I think there's
Yes.
probably a lot of value I could get out of it, but I can't get past the fact that you're trying to reach me in a way that reaches people like you versus reaches people like me that aren't like you who need to hear your message.
Right. And as Black people, we're like, how more kind can we be to be like, dear white people,
And that's it. It's like a
comma,
communication
like,
thing.
please
And it's
listen
not
to.
it's not something you want to be offended by, and it's something that, like, in most cases I just put it in a little box and I'm like, okay, this is an education moment, like, this is a trigger for me and it's probably a huge trigger or a
Mm-hmm.
barrier to entry for a lot of other people. So how do we make sure that we're breaking down those barriers so we're actually providing the information that people need to hear in a way that it's approachable and they don't come at it like, oh, come at me. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you're already like in defensive mode, like, all right, I must have done something wrong now that I need to watch this. No, it's only really woke people that are stepping in and being like, okay, I want to expand my knowledge, versus the people that most of the time need to hear that aren't the ones that are stepping up to expand their knowledge. They're the people that are watching it are already people that are on the right side of the line from that piece
We
of the
could
equation, if that makes sense.
we could talk. Yes, it makes so much sense, and we could talk about this maybe for another like 24 hours.
This could
I mean,
spiral. This
so
could be
many
our
things
rabbit
came
hole.
up where I was like, oh my God, let me just talk
Yeah,
about this. But like, I'm trying
yeah.
to rein
Keep
this
on it.
trying to
Hey,
rein this in.
dude, shit,
Okay,
hey,
so
that's a great explanation. Shit. I
I
might start drinking. I might start drinking a White King truly now. Like that, she just changed my life.
know,
That's
I know.